Thank you for those kind words. Our first award of the evening, the Jewish Heritage Center's Gil and Marilyn Miller Community Service Award, is presented to Mrs. Shulamit Katz. This award was established by the Miller's children, Beverly and Leslie Ornstein, and Paula and Stephen Sprung, to recognize individuals who have made outstanding contributions to the Jewish community. This year, the center is proud to bestow this honor on a very special woman, the JHC alumnus, Mrs. Shula Katz. Shula was born in Israel and moved to the States when she was 18 with her family. She married and became the mother of twin girls, and when her daughters were still very young, she lost her husband. And during this terribly painful and difficult period of her life, Shula proved to be a woman of great strength and faith as she raised her two wonderful daughters and renewed her commitment to a life of personal growth, became more involved in Yiddishkeit, and forged a deeper connection with Hashem and His mitzvos. After finding the strength to do all this with the help of the JHC, Shula was not satisfied to keep this new inspiration to herself. Rather, she opened her home and inspired others to join her on her journey, hosting many JHC classes for many years. It was over this time, when my father was giving classes in her home, that Shula and her daughters became part of not only the JHC, but my family as well. Eventually, Shula remarried Chaim Katz, a Borough Park native with children of his own, and together they are the proud parents of 6 wonderful families. Shula recently took her energetic way of inspiring others to a new level when she volunteered to be a trip leader on the JHC's JWRP Women's Trips to Israel and its follow-up ongoing programming. She gave so much of her time and herself to bond with these secular women in their first introductions to a real, deeper connection to Israel and Torah Judaism. At this point, I would like to ask the directors of JHC to join me as we bestow the Gil and Marilyn Miller Community Service Award on one of our own, Mrs. Shula Katz.
Presented to Shulamit Katz, Community Service Awardee, in admiration for the way in which she embraces all around her with love, inspiring them to be better people and better Jews. Jewish Heritage Center of Queens and Long Island, 28th Annual Journal Dinner, August 1st, 2016.
Actually, I just found out on the way coming here that I'll be speaking on behalf of my wife, Shulamit. And if I would have known, I would have had from the election committee, have them write my speech for me, and obviously then you would all know the speech, and I wouldn't have to say anything. I will start with the same line as welcome, my fellow Jewish Americans, Democratic, Republicans, and Independents, Shevas Achim Gam Yachad, Baruch Hashem, that we are all Jews and we don't have that three parts to us. We have one Torah and we all strive to go on that direction and with love of Torah. I want to thank you for all coming out tonight to honor my dear wife Shulamit and her ward, the Gil and Marilyn Miller Community Chesed Award. Those who know Shulamit know that she has a heart of gold, and she will extend herself to do good and chesed to all, to family, friends, and to Kol Yisrael. She started a long time ago with the Jewish Heritage Center, as you heard before. With Rabbi Portman, Rabbi Turk would give shurim. Maybe about 20 years ago, I wasn't around at that time in her life, in a house on Howard Beach, and she continued until now. And the past year she went to Israel, as you heard. She was involved with the women, introducing them to Judaism in Israel, and she's still continuing doing chesed for the Jewish heritage and plus and plus. May Hashem help her that she should be able to continue doing her work in the best of health. She had lots of Yiddish shnachis from the whole family of Nei Veshem Shana. Also, I'd like to thank the Jewish Heritage Center, Rabbi Portman, Rabbi Turk, and his wife, and obviously Rabbi Portman, his wife, very much was involved with my wife, and also the other honorees, Yaakov and his wife Toby, and the staff, and putting lots of work into the organization, and honoring my dear wife Shulamit for this worthy organization. So really, what is Jewish heritage all about? On the way driving, I was thinking, what is it? Just something. There was a very famous parable from the Dovner Maggid, and he was very famous. And one day, one unfortunately unbeliever, because who didn't believe too much in God, came over to him and told him, "Listen, he gave very good speeches, sermons, and so on. So let's see if you can take an evil guy like me and make me into a saint." So Rabbi Yaakov, the Dovner Maggid, said, "Listen, the only way I can explain to you is through our mashal. There was once a city man who came to the primitive village, and when he saw a crowd of men standing around wood on the floor, they're attempting to fan the small fire into a fierce fire, a flame, by blowing at it with all the force with their lungs. They were trying very hard. So he just went over and said, "You can spare yourself all this effort," he said. "If you just buy a pair of bellows, and then let that do the work for you." He said they didn't know what it was. He said, "You want, I'll make it for you, and you can have it. I'll give you as a gift." And he actually took leather and wood and made a bellow out of it. He came back next day, he gave it to them, he showed them, "Look, just press it twice or three times on the coal, it will just light." It was so fine, and he left. A week later, he comes back and they see him, the city man, and say, "What did you sell us? What did you give us to us? It doesn't work." We were all standing around on a piece of wood, and they were just flowing, and nothing was coming out of that piece of wood. So he told them, "Listen, where's the coal? Isn't the coal?" He said, "No, in order to make it big, you need some glowing coals. In order to enlight the thing, it won't just start from without fire." So then he burst out of laughter and he said, "This won't work." But he showed them, "Listen, if you have a little coal, one spark of fire you have there, and just blow at it, you'll see how it flames up." And that's exactly what he told this young boy. He said, if you don't believe in God, you don't have any love to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how can you even start to explain to you what Judaism is all about when you don't even have that love to Hashem and fear? And I think this is what Jewish heritage is all about. Jewish heritage, what I know from the past of Panthe is, they opened there just to put that spark of Judaism into a person's, into the neshama, so they can continue going further and further in Judaism. Judaism doesn't have an end to it. You can grow and grow and grow. But if you don't have that spark, you're lost. And that, I think, what is the Jewish Heritage Center all about. especially me. I come from Borough Park, if you just heard about it. When I was growing up, I thought only Jews lived in Borough Park, and that's about it. And and then all of a sudden I found out there's outside Jews and Jews and Jews, and not all of them were Orthodox. Some didn't even know about Judaism. And Baruch Hashem, for this organization where the outreach is there so strong and with love and caring, it's a gewaltige thing to support. So I would like to finish off over here just at this time. I would give first a Birchas Kohen. I am a Kohen. To my family, friends, all came to support this worthy cause of the Jewish Heritage Center. Yivarecha Hashem Yishmerecha. Hashem should bless you all with good health, parnasa, whatever you need, and whatever you ask for. Hashem should watch all over us and send Mashiach Zakenu B'Meher Amen.